Hello everybody, Woozle here and welcome to the new video. This is my first review and my first video of a webcam in a while, so hi. This is different to my other videos because I wanted to review Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now, the quality of this video has dropped compared to my other videos, and the quality is not high anyway. Because I've got a webcam. I was going to get a webcam for Christmas, but long story short, I thought that I wasn't going to do much on my YouTube channel this year. Turns out I was wrong, but I got a couple of games instead of a webcam, so, you know, maybe next time. Well, I'm probably going to get a webcam out of my own money soon anyway. But, for now, I've just put together a basic background so you don't just see like me talking. You know, if you get bored of me talking, just look at the poster or something like that. Now, onto the review. Sorry about that weird intro. So, basically, and just quick tip. If you like the video, like and subscribe and stuff like that, you know. Anyway, onto the review. So, overall, and also, again, sorry, if you see the camera shaking, it's because I have put myself in a very uncomfortable place where the table, where I've put my computer, the webcam's built into the computer, which I know bad, and that's on top of the table, and like the table and my legs are squashed between my bed and my table. So if you see the camera moving, it's just me moving my legs like that, because you know, otherwise I'll just be uncomfortable. Anyway, onto the video. No, not video, review. Again, really bad. Sorry. Light up there. There's no way to get rid of it. It's either that or the sun. So, yeah, you're just gonna have to bear with the light. No, terrible lighting. I'm gonna fix that next time. Well, not next time, but at one point soon as well. But I wanted this as the background because I like that as the background. Right, now onto the review. Okay, so as a crossover goes, Crisis on Infinite Earths was good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Something that I will probably watch again. It is quite different from the comics. I've never read the comics, but I know the story in the comics, and I know that the story was a little bit different. But I think they translated it well. And so that's good. And another thing I liked about it was the cameos. The cameos were a little pointless at times, but I liked the idea of this bringing together all of DC in TV and movies in past and present, sort of thing. And future, because obviously they showed Stargirl and stuff. But I don't know where I was going with that. Right, yeah. So I think it's they did well with the cameos. They did well, even though some of them were quite pointless. So I'm gonna go episode by episode, just to say what I think. Episode 1 I thought was good, really good. It was a good start. I liked the reference at the beginning to Supergirl season 4. Oh, hold on. I don't think I've spoiled anything yet. Don't go any further. There are spoilers. I forgot the spoiler alert. I'll probably put spoiler in title, but just in case, spoiler alert. That's something I forgot. Right, anyway, so I like when the dragon returned from series 4 of Supergirl. At the beginning, that was a good start. I also I liked the fact that all the characters were sort of like, they some of them were introduced to each other. Like, I like the fact that I really like Supergirl. Supergirl's a really good show, and so I like when Supergirl's characters sort of like cross over with the other ones, and like so so I was happy to see like Brainy and Alex and all of the rest of them just like in a crossover interacting with other characters. So that was a good thing, especially when Lex Luthor did that. Lex Luthor, a really good part of this crossover. I really like the new Lex Luthor. I think he's really good, and I hope to see more of him. So episode 1, well, really good. But unfortunately, I had Oliver's death spoiled for me because I live in the UK. Currently in the UK we don't have it. I used a VPN to watch it because there was no other way that I would be able to watch it without having the whole thing spoiled for me. But I had some major parts of this crossover spoiled for me, and it's sad because I would have liked to have it as a surprise. So obviously I knew Oliver was going to die, I just didn't know how and things like that. So it wasn't as emotional for me. Also, I'm not a big Arrow fan, but it wasn't as emotional for me, so I can't say it. I can't really say it. Can't say it was that emotional for me, Oliver's death. But it was still an emotional scene, just not for me. It was very well done though. I just would have liked for Diggle to be there to see, obviously, Oliver in his last moments. But I do like the fact that Barry was there, because obviously those have been quite close. Right, so that's episode 1. Episode 2 is my least favourite episode of the crossover. I don't know, there's something about it. I like it, but it's not as good as the other parts. So I think that oh, hang on, just a second. I just realised I'm not charged my computer. Just a second, sorry about that. Otherwise my computer's gonna die. Oh, and it's not charged. Oh, no, it is. Right, okay, yes, sorry about that. Yeah, I like episode 2 is good, it's just not as good. So I liked the cameos in episode 2 from the Smallville characters, and also the Batman. Oh, I've forgotten his name. Sorry, I don't know too much about the DC animated shows, but I liked that, and I liked the fact that he was evil. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I thought it was quite fun to see what Batman would be like if he went a bit crazy. Although I didn't like the fact that he killed Superman. Yeah, so then there's a Smallville cameo, which again a lot of people didn't like. I liked that. I thought it was a very good cameo. I think that it ended Smallville nicely. To prepare myself for Crisis, I watched Smallville quite a lot. I binged Smallville. So 2019 was the first time I ever watched Smallville, and so I watched up to series 7 before I watched Crisis, and I'm thinking of finishing it off. It's sort of like slowed down around series 7, and I sort of went off it a bit. But I think that Smallville series, I think the Smallville cameo is very good. I like the way it ends the character off, even though I'm not 100% sure how Smallville ends. I really liked it, and I think it ended nicely. As far as the story goes, it was pretty much just like collecting different heroes from throughout the multiverse. So it wasn't really that amazing for a story of an episode. But you know, I liked it, and also I really like the Kingdom Come Superman. Really like him. I think it's really good. I still prefer Tyler Hoechlin because he's my favourite Superman. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but you know. But I think that I think that the Kingdom Come Superman is really good, really good. So that's episode 2. And then episode 3 happened. That brought the crossover up. The highest point it was at. Episode 3 was my favourite episode. Now, episode 3, obviously started with the Birds of Prey cameo. I wasn't expecting him to just like die. I actually thought that they were gonna. Forgive me, I never watched that show. I mean, it was released in 2003. I think that's the year I was born. So like, you know, wouldn't have watched it, would I? But the woman with the black hair, I was expecting her to be like teleported to the Wave Rider, but she didn't. She just died. They just showed her and killed her off like that. I thought that was a bit strange, but nice cameo, even though I don't know anything about that show. I knew that it was going to cameo in the crossover, but I didn't know anything about the show. But I like the fact that they brought in an old show that got cancelled not very long after it started, just to show that they're all connected. Oh, hang on, I forgot to mention the cameos in episode 1. I haven't watched the Tim Burton Batman films. They're a bit dark for me. I'm not a big fan of like really dark films. But I did like the fact that they brought that in. And obviously I've not watched the obviously there's EARTHS, which I watched, and there wasn't really much. Not watched Titans because again a bit dark for me. I think I would be able to sit through it, but I just don't really. I just find dark things quite boring. So then there's the 60s Robin cameo, which I thought was funny because I just thought it was funny. And well, I mean, my dad used to watch that show, so it was kind of sad to see him die. But that was a good cameo as well. And then there's so episode 3. So it goes in. Lucifer cameo was really good. Again, not watched Lucifer, but that made me want to start watching Lucifer because I really liked that cameo. I thought he was very funny. And then there's so the story of episode 3 was just obviously like we really need to stop Anti-Monitor soon, because otherwise the whole multiverse is going to get destroyed. And it was sort of like going towards the whole thing like, okay, yeah. So obviously I knew there was going to be a cliffhanger. I thought that Flash dying would have been a cliffhanger, but it wasn't, because the 90s Flash died, which was, even though I never watched that one, I know I've never watched pretty much all of these things. Even though I've never watched it, it was kind of emotional seeing like the flashback, and it was quite sad. But that was still really, really good scene. So then there's the Black Lightning obviously appeared for the first time in that episode, really good. And then the cliffhanger happened, and obviously the multiverse got destroyed, and they all end up on the vanishing point, and Lex Luthor killed Brandon Routh's Superman. So yeah, that leads into episode 4. And so episode 4 is a very that one was quite slow, I think. I liked it. It was better than episode 2, but not as good as episode 3 or episode 1. I thought it was quite slow. And so with episode 4, obviously they went to the Battle of the Dawn of Time, and yeah, I really liked the battle. I really liked Oliver's "You failed this multiverse" line. Obviously we knew that was gonna happen, but like I really liked it. And obviously Oliver died again, and guess what? I had that spoiled for me. Oh, Ezra Miller's Flash appearing also spoiled for me. I really like that. That was really good, and I think that's gonna lead into that scene being in the Flash movie, or the Flash mentioning it in the Flash movie. And then there's yeah, so obviously Battle of Dawn of Time happens. As far as episodes go, episode 4 is pretty good. And then the new universe is created, and that's when it leads into episode 5. Episode 5 I wouldn't really call part of the crisis. It's post-crisis. Even though Anti-Monitor is not completely dead and they defeat him in that episode, still doesn't feel like crisis, because obviously like there's a new Earth, and like let's just like say Bebo was a well, obviously I'd not seen him before because I stopped watching Legends a couple seasons ago, and that was surprising. That was very surprising. I knew of Bebo's existence, but it was surprising for him to appear in this episode. But then there's the whole Earth Prime stuff. I really like where the whole Earth Prime thing is going, with Black Lightning and Supergirl and the other shows being all in one universe. I think that would be a very good thing in the future of the Arrowverse. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of Earth Prime. And then there's one last little thing to talk about in the review of Crisis, and that would be the Justice League scene. That I thought was really nice. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I've only really mentioned positive things right now, because there's one big negative that I've pointed out. I'm terrible at pointing out negatives. Everything's perfect in my eyes, but you know what? There is one big problem with Crisis. The last 2 episodes were really rushed. They're rushed. Like it just, before you knew it, the crossover's done. Like, it was a little bit annoying to see it rush. Like, there's a cliffhanger, and then everything just like went by really quickly, and Crisis is over. And I thought that was a little bit unfortunate. It's sort of like, it's a really low point of the crossover, the fact that it was all rushed at the end. So there's that. Now the crossover itself, I would probably give a good 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. One of the best Arrowverse crossovers. I thought it was really nice. And yeah, I look forward to the future of the Arrowverse. So yeah, 7 out of 10. And that's my review of Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is probably a short review. I don't know how long I've been recording for, but still, I really I really liked it. So now I will be doing more reviews in the future. Probably, hopefully, not going to be as bad as this one. Maybe I'll get used to the whole review thing eventually. And yes, so I'll do more reviews in the future, and my next video will probably be The Sims 4 University, Discover University, part. What part am I on now? Oh yeah, part 4. That'll be my next video, and my next review will probably be Doctor Who Series 12, which right now is a positive to me, and maybe a review. I know 2 upcoming movies that I'm going to review are going to be Black Widow and Scoob. Black Widow, I'm looking forward to because it's MCU, and Scoob, well, I mean, it looks good. I've used to be a huge fan of Scooby-Doo, sort of like gone off it recently, but I like the idea of it starting a new cinematic universe. So I will be reviewing Scoop. So that's my review. If you liked the video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.